welcome back to another video today, guys, and today I've got something special for you. I recently hit 100 platinums on my channel. I know. Thank you. But in honor of this milestone, I want to do something a little special, and so I figured, why not? Let's take all the games I have platinum, let's throw them into a tier list from difficult to easiest. We've got 5 tiers right here. We've got them in order of my grandma could do it, easy, not bad, difficult, and hell. Now, you guys already know how these tier lists go, so I'm not going to waste you guys' time because we've got a lot of games to get through. So the first one on the list, we've got Walking Dead, the original, just Season 1. Guys, this one's going right into the easy department. So next up, we have Watch Dogs, and this one's going to go into the difficult department, I think. Again, guys, we're talking ranks and difficulty for me. Next up, guys, we have Until Dawn, and this one's going to go into the not bad. Next up is Ultra Age, guys, and this one's going right into the easy department as well. Coming up next, we've got Uncharted 1 and 2. And guys, they're both going into the difficult category. They both have trophies, specifically the beating the trophy on the brutal and hard difficulties. Those trophies are going to be the ones that drive you insane for these games. So next up, Transformers Battlegrounds. We're going to put that one in the not bad as well. It's not bad. It's a turn-based Transformers game. Turn-based games, guys. I love turn-based games, so this game was really enjoyable for me. Platinum, not too bad at all. Next up on the list, we've got Order 1886, and this one's going to go into the easy department too, guys. The same is also going to go for Walking Dead Season 3. It's going to go right into the easy category because all you got to do is beat the campaign. Next up on the list is actually my most recent platinum in Walking Dead Destinies. And guys, I might get some flack for this one, but I'm putting this in the not bad. It's difficult to get through. This game's not the greatest. It's not deserving of all the hate that I think people are giving it right now. But it's not a good game, and the platinum is not bad. Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. I'm not going to lie, guys. This one's going to go into the difficult department. Just because it's my second rarest platinum, so a lot of people that have played this game, it seems like they don't get the platinum. So I'm going to go ahead and throw that into the difficult department. Ape Escape, guys, it's not bad. It's not bad. Okay, Avatar Quest for Balance. I'm going to go difficult on this one, guys. Now, hear me out on this one. Hear me out. Keep in mind, when I was going for this platinum, I was the second person in the world to platinum this game. So remember that when I was getting the platinum, there were no guides for where all the chests were. There were no guides to what you had to do to get the chests or get certain doors unlocked to get to those chests. I spent hours, and I mean hours, scouring levels, looking for chests just to make sure that I had them all. It was a tedious task. It definitely goes in the difficult department for that. Coming up next, we have our first My Grandma Could Do a game. That's Super Destronaut. It's basically just Galaxian, guys. It's basically just a rip-off version of Galaga and Galaxian. It's not difficult whatsoever. Coming up next, we have the definitive series of The Walking Dead. That's all 4 seasons. But it still goes into the easy department, guys. Because even though you have to play all 4 seasons, that's still all you have to do. Then we got another My Grandma Could Do It. We got the sequel. We got Super Destronaut 3D. And the same goes the next one on the list, Super Destronaut 3. It's the last one on this list, but the trilogy of Super Destronaut games, they are all ridiculously easy. But what's not easy is the first one that's going to go into the hell department, and that is Battlefront 2. Battlefront 2 is tedious, guys. It's very tedious. Especially nowadays, guys, if you want to try to get this platinum, you have to win a game with every single main hero. Good luck figuring out which ones were the main and which ones weren't. Then you have to get to level 50 as a player overall, which is just going to take you hours upon hours. Then you got to go into Starfighter Assault and do tedious trophies in that. It's a tedious game. Took me 7 years to platinum this game. I finally got the platinum, but it's the first game going in the hell department. So the next game on the list that we have, guys, is Crash Bandicoot. And this is another one that's just going right in that department of hell. It's the only one in the Crash trilogy that I put in the Hell Department, but I have to put in the Hell Department for a few different reasons. Mostly because he has no abilities. The time trial for Sunset Vista just destroyed me. I was raging, guys. I was raging on this game a lot. But the same cannot be said for the sequel. Crash 2 goes in the difficult department. Crash 2 goes right into the difficult department, but pissing it away is the reason that this game goes in the difficult department. The next game on our list, Crash Warped. It's going to go in the not bad department, guys. I mean, I might get some flack for that one in the comments, but it just was not that difficult to me. Maybe it was because I played them one right after the other, so by the time I got to Crash 3, it just felt easy because of how difficult the other two were. But it just didn't seem that bad to me. The trophies were quite easy, and the final platinum of the trilogy was very, very easy. The next two games on the list actually are going to go in the My Grandma Could Do It, that being Road Bustle and Chickens on the Road. Look, guys, everybody has these platinums if you're a trophy hunter because you just need to see that beautiful platinum trophy pop. The next game on the list, another Crash game, it's Crash Team Rumble. This one's going to go in the not bad either. It's got a couple trophies that could drive you insane with the character-based trophies. And getting to level 15 with every single character can be a little bit of a grind. But other than that, it's not too difficult. Next game on the list is Conflict. It's the movie choice-based game of the same name. And that's why this one's going to go into the easy department, guys. It's going to go right into that easy department. Reason being, it's just a movie-based platinum game. I've tried a couple of these games out. They're not for me. It's like watching the same movie 8 times in a row, but you hate it. Days Gone's going to go in the not bad department. It's a great game, but the platinum itself, not too difficult. Alright guys, I've rearranged the list just slightly, so I'm going to start putting them in order of actual difficulty in the tiers as well. So I've rearranged things a little bit. Next game on the list is going to be Chronos. And that one's also going to go into the easy department, but it's going to be harder than the order. It's about the same difficulty as Ultra Age, so I'm going to just leave Ultra Age in front. Moving on to Stray, I'm going to go ahead and put this in the not bad category. You have to speedrun this game in under 3 hours, and so that's why it's going to go in the not bad. Next up, we have the entire Spyro Reignited trilogy. And as much as it kills me, these are all going in the easy department. And it has a lot to do with I played these games a ton back in the day, so having to play these games again was not that difficult. I would say Spyro 2 is definitely the difficult of the 3 to platinum, and then Spyro 3 would be the easiest, the one I played the most. But those 3 platinums are very, very easy for me because I played them a shit ton, so it was just like enjoying a childhood game of mine again, so it was fun. Coming up next, we have the 2 SpongeBob games. We have Rehydrate and its sequel. I'm going to put Rehydrate in the not bad, but it wasn't harder than any of these games. Cosmic Shake is definitely harder than Rehydrated, for the boss trophies in particular. I'd put it above Stray. Coming up next, we have Dead Space, and this one's going right in the hell department. And it's not harder than Crash, but man, it's close. You have to beat the whole game on the hardest difficulty without dying, so just keep that in mind. Next up, we got Ice Age Scratch Nutty Adventure. That one's just going to go into the easy department. Next game, it's also going right in the hell department, is going to be Exo Primal. That game is going right in the hell department. It's above Dead Space, Crash Bandicoot. I had to grind this game for 2 straight months to get this platinum. It's a crazy game to grind, guys. There's 2 trophies in particular that make this game hell the platinum, but they are extremely tedious and long. Next on the list is Falling Skies, and this one's also going straight into hell. It's going straight into hell, guys. There's glitches in this game. There's glitch trophies. There's all kinds of things that make that platinum extremely tedious to obtain. Family Mysteries 3. Yeah, my grandma could do it. Force Unleashed is going to go into the difficult. It's going to go right behind Uncharted. I think that's a good spot to put it just because of the high difficulties you got to play on later on. All right, the next 2 games going right in the My Grandma Could Do It is going to be Froggo and Froggo 2, and that's going to be ahead of Road Bustle. The next trilogy of games we've got is Spider-Man Remastered, Miles Morales, and Spider-Man 2. So Spider-Man Remastered is going to go into the not bad. It's going to go above Rehydrated, because I think that some of those... Because I played on Spectacular the whole game, And I also did all the DLC trophies, so it was a little bit longer than the original Platinum. Miles, it's short, guys. It's really short. It's easy, but it's not easier than Spyro. Spider-Man 2 is going right behind Miles, you guys. There's not enough, there's no difficult trophies in this game. Next up, we got Serious Sam 4. It's not bad. Next two games we got our Goosebumps games. So Goosebumps the game is the first one. I wouldn't say it's easier than Scrap, though. And Dead of Night is definitely harder than Scrap, but it's not easier than The Order. They're pretty easy games, guys. Nothing really too complicated about them whatsoever. Alright, Ghost of Tsushima is the next one on the list. And that's going to go... put it right in front of Until Dawn. I did a lot of the DLC stuff too, so that part of it was longer than expected. Actually, I'm going to move Destiny's down, because Destiny's was actually pretty easy. Alright, next up we've got the 4 Wizarding World games, starting with Half-Blood Prince. It's pretty easy. I wouldn't say easier than Ultra Age or Chronos. So Deathly Hallows Part 1 is going to go into the not bad category. It's going to go in front of Destiny's and SpongeBob because there is online trophies that you have to do for that game. So that makes it a little bit more difficult. Part 2 is pretty easy. It's easier than Part 1. It's not as easy as Spyro. I think it's easier than Miles, but not easier than Spyro. So let's put it right there. Then Hogwarts Legacy is going into the difficult. It's going above Watch Dogs, and honestly, it's going above all of these. The only thing it's not going above is Uncharted. Actually, it's going above Uncharted as well. It's not going above Uncharted 2. But this game I had to platinum twice. And when I say twice, I mean twice for one platinum. Got all the way to the end, found out one of my pages was glitched. I'm not waiting for them to patch that shit. I was trying to get top 50. So I redid the entire game 100% again. That's what makes this the difficult one. Next up, we've got the House of the Dead game on PS4. It's not bad. Alright, next up we got Fallen Order, both that and the sequel Jedi Survivor. And they're both going to the not bad. But they're not much harder than that. I'd say the sequel's probably harder than the first one. Were they harder than Stray? They're longer for sure. We'll put them right behind Ghost of Tsushima. I'd say they're about the same difficulty. Next up, we've got another My Grandma Could Do It. It's just a jigsaw game. Again, we're just trying to get these trophies to pop on this one, guys. Nothing more to it. So next up, we've got the PS4 versions of Kingdom Hearts. They're difficult. They're all definitely difficult. Kingdom Hearts 1 is the most difficult of the 3. I'd put it behind Uncharted, though. No, I'd put it in front of Uncharted. Rechain, on the other hand, is going right into the Department of Hell. It's going above Falling Skies. Honestly, I'm putting it above Dead Space 2. And I'm putting it above Crash Bandicoot. You guys can hate me if you want, but again, this is another one of those, I got all the way to the end of the game, find out that you have to get 7 more cards from a different game before you even start. Otherwise, you're screwed. So I got all the way to the end of the game, essentially platinuming the game, finding out how to do it all again. It's going straight into the hell department. I don't like it. Kingdom Hearts 2, though, it's difficult. Difficult for sure. It's right behind KH1. It's in front of Uncharted, for sure. Late Shift's the next one. We're just going to put it right above Conflict. Nothing too more about that. It's another one of those movie-based platinums. Nothing too crazy about it. Alright, next up we've got my 2 Lego platinums that I have, which is the Harry Potter and Jurassic World games. And with the Harry Potter collection, it came with 2 platinums, so it's easy. It's not bad. We'll put it in the not bad one. I'd say it's not bad. Jurassic World goes in the easy department. So I've rearranged The Walking Dead because I just don't see these Walking Dead games being that difficult. Alright, next up on the list we got Rocket League. It's pretty easy. It's pretty easy because I got this platinum when I wasn't even trying to go for platinums at the time, so it's pretty easy. Resistance 3 is going in the difficult category. Just for me personally, there's a couple trophies that... Alright, next up we've got the Resident Evil games, and these are all going into difficult or higher. It's around the Kingdom Hearts difficulty level, I would say. Resident Evil 0 is definitely harder than those two. Put it above Hogwarts Legacy, too. Honestly, I'd put it above Uncharted as well. And then Resident Evil 1's a little bit easier than Resident Evil 0's, but it's not easier than Uncharted 2. Now, Resident Evil 2, however, is easier than both these games and the Kingdom Hearts games. And the same for Resident Evil 3. That one's going to go above, they're both going above. Actually, they're both going to go below Uncharted and Force Unleashed, actually. I think those platinums are actually harder in my opinion, so I'm going to put that right there. And then Resident Evil 5. It's one of my first platinums, but it's going to go in the difficult department. It's going to go above these for sure. I'm not going to put it above Kingdom Hearts 2 or Kingdom Hearts 1, but I am going to put it above Kingdom Hearts 2. Right smack in the middle of those two. But it's a difficult game. It gets up there in difficulty for sure, especially when you have to play on professional and stuff with an AI, the Wesker fight. Not doing it. All right, next up we've got Police Simulator. This one's going to go into the not bad. Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart is pretty easy as a platinum. Not really anything too difficult on it. Is it easier than Spyro? No, I'd probably put it right behind Spyro, right in front of Harry Potter. Probably a good spot right there. All right, the two Last of Us games are up next. Part 1, I'm going to be putting in the not bad. I'll actually put them right next to the Jedi Fallen. Actually, no. You know what? I'm going to keep them right here. Because they don't have, like... No, they do, actually. Yeah, you know what? I am going to put them up here. Next up on the list is Maneater. This one's pretty easy. I wouldn't say it's easier than Spyro. Right next to House of the Dead. I'm going to switch House of the Dead and Lego Jurassic World, honestly. But I think that's a pretty good spot for it. It's a pretty easy game. Alright, next up we have another trilogy of My Grandma Could Do It, and that's the Mayo franchise. The first Mayo game is definitely the easiest. Second one's definitely harder than the first one, and the third one's the hardest. But that doesn't make it any more difficult than any of these games on the list. Jigsaw's probably the only one. We'll squeeze that right in between those two. Again, we're just playing these games for the platinums, guys, so don't read too much into it. Next up on the list, we have the Medieval Remaster. This game's actually pretty, it was more on the difficult side. Put it right next to Ape Escape. It was harder than Team Rumble. I think it was harder than Ape Escape too, honestly, in my opinion. So we'll put it at the top of the not bad. It's pretty difficult. And then next up, we've got Memory Lane. That one's going to go right next to Jigsaw. It's another one of those My Grandma Could Do It. Pretty simple. Not harder than Jigsaw. It's about a 15-minute platinum. Next up on the list, we have Midnight Suns. So Midnight Suns, it's kind of difficult. I'd say it's more difficult than Watch Dogs and Harry Potter. I'd say it's more difficult than Crash 2 as well. I'll put it below Resistance 3, though, for sure. All right, and then MLB The Show 23. It's pretty easy. We'll put it below House of the Dead. It's pretty easy. All right, Murdered Soul Suspect. It's not bad. Put it below, put it above Harry Potter, but below Serious Sam. Actually, we'll put it right in between Serious Sam and SpongeBob. Next up, we have Modern Warfare Remastered. It's pretty easy. Then we have the 2020 Modern Warfare. That one's not bad. It's in the not bad. We'll put it right next to, let's see, put it right before Until Dawn. I think that's a pretty good spot right there. And then we've got Modern Warfare 2 Campaign Remaster. That's just going to go right in front of Modern Warfare 1. It's a little bit harder, but it's not any harder than any of these other games. All right, guys, getting down to our final 4 games. We got Outriders next. Outriders isn't bad. It's not bad. It's not a terrible platinum. I'm going to put it, we'll put it right in between Rumble and Ape Escape. It's not bad. It's a little on the more difficult side, but it's not bad. Pac-Man World Repack. It's pretty easy for me. It's actually going to go above, above Spyro and the, it's actually going to go below Spyro in the easy department. It's going to go below a lot of these, actually. Let's see. So I realized I messed up with the Spyro easiness, so I moved Spyro down here in terms of easiness, because it's pretty easy to me, but Pac-Man, for me, pretty easy, guys. Now, if you guys are trying to play this game, I would put it more towards the difficult for you guys, because of the arcade and the difficulty. But guys, the reason I'm putting it low easy for me is because I've played this game so many times on the PlayStation 1 that when it transitioned to PlayStation 4, it was just playing the game on an easier difficulty to me. Especially the bosses. But the arcade stuff, I played arcade Pac-Man all the time back in the day. So that trophy of getting to round 13 is not that difficult for me. Alright, 2K20, it's going right up into hell. It's actually going to be the hardest one in hell. Because you have to collect 3,700 cards. If you guys don't know how long that takes to collect 3,700 cards in 2K, that it is a long time. You're talking months and months of grinding that game. It's the top of hell. It's definitely the hardest platinum I've ever gotten and the rarest platinum I've ever gotten, for sure. And I just realized, guys, that Attack on Titan is not on here. I have Attack on Titan on here. But I guess that must have been why I have Ultra Age twice. But pretend this is Attack on Titan. We're going to go ahead and throw Attack on Titan up into hell. We're going to put it below Rechain and right in between Crash. I think that's a good spot for it. So just pretend that that is going to be Attack on Titan on PS4. It's really grind heavy, guys. It's just completing the gallery that makes it really annoying. And the final platinum, guys, is platinum number 100, of course. I saved platinum number 100 for last. This is the PS3 version of KH1. And this one is harder than the PS4 version because you have to collect all the gummy ships as well. Whereas in this one, you only had to collect 30. But in the PS3 version, you got to collect all 48. It's hard. Very hard. I'm almost so tempted to put it in the hell category. But I'm going to put it right at the top of the difficult category. It's a hard platinum, and that's why I saved a lot of these later platinums, made them more difficult. So honestly, pretty balanced. There's about 10 platinums in the My Grandma Could Do It. There's about 20 in the easy department, about 20 in the not bad. There's about 20 in the difficult, and then the hell, there's only about 7. So that's pretty nice. And that's going to do it for the tier list, guys. That's 100 platinums inside this tier list. And like I've told you guys, I have played the spectrum of video games. Like, there is no video game that is off limits for me. I'll play the variety of them. But this is the first 100 platinums. Here's to the next 100 and beyond. And I also wanted to thank you guys so much for 100 subscribers. I think I hit it sometime last week when I was streaming the new Walking Dead game. Thank you guys so much for 100 subscribers, because when I started this, I did not think that I was going to get one, let alone 100 of you guys to subscribe to me. So thank you guys so much. You guys are the reason I do this, and it makes me so happy that you guys are enjoying my content enough to subscribe. And it makes me happy that you guys are enjoying my content, and I am able to come up with more ideas like this, and it's all thanks to you guys. So thank you guys so much for 100 subscribers. That's going to bring us to the end of today's video. I've got a Crash video coming out very soon, guys, as well as Platinum number 100, which, like I said, was KH1 on the PS3. You guys will hear all about my trials, tribulations, and struggles with that game. Both those videos will be out sometime next week. But as always, thank you guys for watching. If you guys enjoyed, make sure you guys hit that like, comment, subscribe button, and hit that bell notification so you guys get notified every time a new video goes live on the channel. And as always, this was your boy, the Miracle Man. And remember, if you're not playing the game for the platinums, you're playing the game wrong.